Negative. Knicks family, welcome back to the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. Of course, I got my family with me. What's good, family? How y'all
I hate
doing?
you talking about I ain't in the center, first of all. Let's start with that, man. I'm
Here we
just,
go.
you know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
You starting off like on the wrong foot, my G, like this.
Well, as Drake continues to rant on about his
Yeah,
feelings right now,
I'm tired of this shit, man.
that's how I felt last night watching the game, and those calls was going crazy. But we pulled out the victory versus the Hawks, 113 and 108. And by far, to me, the most emotional game of the season so far. That was it was I was all over the place last night. I was scared. I was excited. I didn't think we was gonna pull it out, but we did. You know what I'm saying? But we did what we had to do. But what you guys see last night in that little victory we pulled off?
I saw they tried to give the game away at the end over there.
Oh man,
Yo,
that was bad.
Because you know how like you start feeling good, you're like, yo, we got this. He hit a free throw. He missed one. Julius, and then he made. I'm like, all right. So what was it? We were up like 7 or 5 or 6, 1. I forgot now. So I'm like, all right, we got this in the bag because now they got to score twice, right?
Yeah.
And like, we were up 5 because I was like, with Trae Young over there, I'm like, somebody might do something stupid like foul him when he's shooting a 3.
Yeah.
Like, even if that happened and he knocked down 4, I was like, we still up 1.
Yeah.
So we in the back court over there, and what they doing?
Now that was
go to the ball like waiting for a foul instead of trying to run up the like run.
And that's what I was looking at. I think one of them, Alfred Payton threw the ball to Julius, and I'm like, why are you giving the ball to Julius to bring the ball up?
I don't understand why they giving it to Julius at the last minute. They're trying to give it to the power forward.
Yeah, you got 8 seconds. Come on, man.
Yo, dude, I don't understand it. I hope they in there talking about that because that's the second time that happened.
Yeah,
like they being ridiculous. Like, yo, you run the ball up. And then the second time it was what's your boy's name with the big hair?
Who the big hair?
Yeah, Reggie Bullock.
Oh yeah, Reggie. And then he throws it behind the backboard.
He hits the back of the back. I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on here?
Hold it in the corner, and then he got stuck there. And I could dig it. Like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, you trying to make sure they foul you because that's how you playing it. Like, you got the foul.
Right.
But they didn't foul him. They stood there and they just trapped him.
And
he's sitting there and then he's gonna throw it about in the back of the basket. Yeah, I almost vomited.
No,
it looked like these two was trying to. It looked like those 3 dudes was trying to lose the game for us, trying to make it interesting or something. Because when you got Trae Young back there, that dude could shoot, man. Stop playing with him.
And I really thought it was gonna happen. I think, and that's when I really got upset because then I got brought down to earth. As great as the game Julius Randle played. When he made that one turnover, I was like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because why did you need to force your way up the court with the ball in your hands? You didn't need to do it. You were being double teamed. What does that mean when you're double teamed? Somebody is open. Pick your head up. As many assists as you get per game, you should know that somebody's open when somebody's double teaming you.
But this is what I don't like about this dude. It's just like how many years you got to be in the NBA before you to develop the IQ to say, all right, like this is what's happening in this situation. Like, sweet Jesus, wasn't he like? Did he start over there when he was with the Magic?
Who? Alfred
Randall?
Yeah.
Or Alfred?
Alfred, yeah.
He started. Yeah, he was a starter. Yep.
Yeah, but he looked scared a lot of times. It just seemed like he did his thing. I do want to be positive.
He did his thing. He was.
He's attacking the basket, like I said before. That's the kind of player he needs to be on a night.
And all right, so we could let's start with that. Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, they had huge games, huge games. They both of them.
They combined for 54.
They combined for 54. RJ had 26 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Yep. Yeah. Julius Randle 28 points, 17 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah, they both got like 43 minutes.
And that's of course going to be a topic of concern.
They're going to talk about that. If any one of them get injured, they're going to start blaming Thibodeau.
Yeah, of course. And there's people already talking about it with Julius being hurt the other game because of his I think it was a cramp he had got.
That's what they said.
Yeah, and then they're trying to blame Tibbs. I'm like, these guys didn't play in all of these months, and now you want to play them for over. Number one, all of these guys are under 30 years old, almost by far at this point. You know what I mean? And there's nothing for you to really worry about when it comes to overplaying these guys 7 games in. Like I'm not worried about that, especially with the way that these guys train coming into the season. With the from what I heard was some very vigorous training. I'm not worried about that.
They're young whippersnappers.
Yeah,
Like what we doing? We left these cats.
the
Like,
young whippersnappers.
they are like they
Mhm.
like when you look at these cats, sometimes you see it like they're kids,
Mhm.
right? And they want to play. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. Like if you
exactly.
catch these dudes, they gonna complain about yo, I need more playing time.
Yeah.
But let them play enough to the point where they like, all right, like if we were up 10-20 at the end of the game,
Mhm.
you could take them out. That type of thing. But
Right.
these I was thinking about how many minutes they got when they mentioned it, and I was like, I didn't realize it, but it seemed like they never came off the floor. They
No,
did.
they really didn't come off
They
the
didn't
floor
really
at
come
all.
off the floor. So these dudes was clocking a lot of minutes. And
Yeah.
Julius, man, like he's out there playing like you know how like we've been frustrated with him with the spin moves.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what I like about what Julius Randle is doing. Like you see him over there by the free throw line, they leaving him open, but he's not taking that shot.
Yeah.
He's being patient. He's looking around like, all right, let me see how I'm gonna do this. And he passed the rock.
Yeah.
And I like that because I'm like, all right, he being controlled. He not just taking because he says I take what the defense gives me, but he's not taking the jumper every time.
Right. Right. Right.
And you see him sometimes, and he gets in the paint, he backing dudes down, and he know a lot of times he could score more.
Right.
He backing dudes down, he get him deep in the paint, and he still passes it out for the better shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever the case. But that boy, he got like, his jumper was smooth. He was doing little floaters and everything in there. Like he's attacking the basket. He spun a couple times.
Yeah.
But he's not doing it nearly as much as he used to. I think they might have given him a good talking to.
My problem with him and spinning is he would always do it into traffic, so it would be anti-productive. So it's just like there's nothing wrong with the spin move. It's just when he decided to do it. I'm telling you, it's something that they decided that they were going to do as they were coming up the floor, and no matter what the defense was showing, they did it anyway.
That's what they were
when I say
do.
they, it's Randall and it's Knox. Knox, he has in his head, I'm going to shoot this time up on the floor. Whether it's a good shot or not, he's going to take it. And that's one of those things that I don't like to see.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that they're bad habits because if you look at it, that's your leader. Those are bad habits that other guys are going to slowly start to pick up on. And sometimes you start to see RJ taking these questionable shots. You know what I mean? Not shots. Most of what he does is towards the basket anyway. You know what I mean? So it's really not a big deal, or you don't really see him barreling into a bunch of people. But sometimes it could be an unselfish play. Like tonight, he still had not tonight. It was last night. He had 5 assists still, but he was looking for his shot. He was going up against his ex-college teammate in Cam Reddish, and he woke up for this game today. And from the beginning, I saw that that's the kind of game he was going to be playing because I knew he was playing against Cam. You know what I mean? But he's starting to impose his will. He's starting to compose himself and starting to play within the offense, and it's still effective. You know what I mean? And he's still getting his own shot. But it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to see him shoot a little bit better, but he's starting to add in that little mid-range pull-up, and to me that's huge, man. RJ adds that mid-range pull-up to his game. He's gonna be deadly.
Yeah,
he's gonna be deadly. But I'm looking forward to a lot more growth from RJ. But he's on the floor a lot with Alfred still, which bothers me because there's a lot that Alfred does very well, but then what he doesn't do well, it stands out way too much.
There's a lot that he does well.
There's a lot that he does well. He runs the offense. He's a very unselfish player. He's a great guard to have. He's not someone that I want to kick off the team. You know what I mean? If he was my backup guard, I'd be perfectly fine with that. You know what I mean? But there's a lot that he does well, and you want in your guard. But like certain things, like how he can't finish at the rim. I saw a stat earlier. I forgot. I think my boy Joe posted it. I think he missed 11 shots at the basket.
Let's see if there's a shot chart or something.
Yeah, I think Alan Hahn might have posted the shot chart Let me see if I can find that.
18. Oh yeah, they did show that after the game, right?
Yes. Yes.
You gotta finish them joints because he's getting to the basket. He had somewhere I was like, dope, nice. He's attacking the basket. He's getting in there. They leaving the lane open, and he finds that. I love seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
what he does is when he does get in the lane, he keeps his dribble, which is the smartest thing to do.
Right.
So you have more options. The defense, they don't know what you're going to do. Once you pick the ball up, they know you have to pass, so they can guard you differently. But as long as you're dribbling, they have to guard you, in trying to predict what you're going to do next. Yeah. Once you pick that ball up, they know exactly you're going to have to pass, so they guard the pass. So what he does do well is keep the dribble.
He got a plus or minus of a -11.
Damn.
Oh man!
I don't know why.
And that's in a win.
And that's in the win. And
he didn't play that much though. I mean,
he did.
I thought he didn't play that much, but
he got 28
he would have had more.
They didn't have him in the fourth quarter. I felt like they left Emmanuel quickly out there. They was like, nah. See, and this is what I'm saying. Like that boy is a little bit scared. I think they know that. They said when they get like that high intensity moments, they don't trust him yet.
Yeah.
It seems like he'll do something or throw a bad pass or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they had quickly out there for the fourth. Yo, they trust a rookie.
Listen, and that's what I want to get into.
And the fourth
quickly came in with, I think, a few minutes to go in the third quarter, and from that minute, things changed. He came in, and I think the first thing he did was hit a pull-up three, and that brought it to, I forgot what it brought it to, but I think by the time he hit a pull-up three, and then it was a dribble handoff that he faked, and he blew right by him and went all the way to the basket for a dunk. 5 points immediately. He was in the game for maybe a minute and a half. And that changed everything from that moment on. And then what happened the next play? Kevin Knox ends up with the ball in the corner. They hit the shot, the buzzer beater. And then they go into the fourth quarter only down 4 points.
Right.
Just like that. And that's, what's that, an 8-point swing? As soon as you took Alfred out the game?
So that's probably why they got him as a -11, because they got quickly as a positive 17.
Yeah. Man.
He had 16 points. He ain't play all the time that Alfred played.
Quickly was in the game for 19 minutes and was a plus 17. And he had 16 points. He almost had a point for each minute that he was in the game.
100% from the free throw line.
But credit to the coach for realizing that and leaving him in. Yeah, and look what it resulted in a win. So I mean, like, as much as we want to say the players on the court,
now he only had 1 assist, but that to me that doesn't really show the impact. He had 16 points and 17 plus 17 plus minus, which was I can't say by far because RJ had a plus 13, but outside of that, no one had more than 5. Quickly had a plus 17 plus minus, which shows how much defense you're also playing. This is how much you just affect the game while you're on the floor. He's not just hitting jump shots. He's not just getting wide open shots for Austin Rivers. You saw the pass that he had to Austin to hit the 3-pointer. He's out here playing defense. He's in the passing lanes. He's drawing fouls, and he's just overall affecting the game better than Elfrid Payton is doing it right now.
He said at the whole game, they said, they asked him what was does he practice drawing fouls, because he's great at that. I love the fact that he does that, because when you see good point guards in the league, they're all good at that, drawing fouls. And he says, well, I'm good at shooting free throws, so he said, I figure out how to get to help my team.
Exactly.
Figure out how to do that. And I'm like, yo, that's dope for you to be a rookie with that strategy in the bag already. Mm-hmm. And that boy gets in there and he's swinging up, trying to take those shots.
Yep.
And they fouling him all the time. That is excellent, man. I love that. And you can do that if you're confident. Like if you're Elfrid, you're gonna try to avoid the contact and all of that stuff because you're like, I ain't a good free throw shooter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that boy's stopping the clock, because if you're down, that's important. You draw a foul, you stop the clock, and you're getting 2 points. Because quickly, there's like, what's his free throw percentage for the year? For the season so far, if you got an 80% chance, you're gonna knock down both shots.
Yeah, I mean he was 6 for 6 last night from the free throw line.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is someone
he shot with ease. He shot with ease. He didn't look like he was pressured. He looked calm, collect. He didn't need that much time to get settled. He just shot it, and it was water.
And you look at the amount of times he gets to the line. He got to the line 6 times, and was only in the game 19 minutes. Julius Randle was in the game 43 minutes and got to the line 8 times. RJ Barrett was in the game 44 minutes and got to the line 7 times. Right. So to me, that's huge. The kid is really doing as much as he can to affect the team, and he's just doing it. He's just doing it as effective as he can. We got the shot chart here.
You got the shot chart?
Yeah.
Let me get the shot chart. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so let's do this.
And it has 2 views. You could do the zone and the actual shot chart, so you can see where their range was and how many they made from that range, which I think is pretty telling.
Okay, let me see something here. Let's stop this one here and add another one in here.
And as you're doing that, to Dre's point, they in that same interview they asked him like, who do you model yourself after? And he said he modeled himself after people that get to the line quite often. He said James Harden, and he said Patrick Beverly.
No, he said Mo Williams.
Mo Williams. No, not Mo Williams.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yeah, he said Harden and Mo Williams.
He definitely didn't say Mo Williams.
Am I tripping? Who am I thinking of? Who's the kid on the Clippers?
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, yes.
Lou Williams.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Right here, it says.
What is this on NBA.com?
I don't know what this says, but I'm looking at this right here.
Yeah.
33% from the field. Right? 16 and 18.
Who? Us?
This is Peyton.
Oh, Alfred
Payton. My man right here. So
this is dope. Yeah, my man
So my thing is, hold on, the AC want to turn on while I'm in the middle. You know what I mean? Like
it ain't that now.
But just look at the paint. Like you could clearly see the red.
Look at all of the red in here. Why are you in here that much if you're gonna miss? They don't even have. You can't even specifically see how many X's there is in there because he's missed that many times at the basket. I think what was it? Oh man, I gotta find.
You could do it by quarter,
like
so you could see it.
It looks like it's about 9.
You can do it by quarter. How you do that?
Scroll up just a little bit right there where it says all periods. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Okay.
Boom.
So 3 in the first quarter.
3 in the first quarter. Cool. Happens. Let's do the second quarter. That's 2. Third quarter.
And we know he didn't play the 4, so that's 5 right there.
That's 5, really. If you really want to, and then at that point, I think
we talk about the paint.
Well, no, that's kind of the paint.
It's right out there.
That's a floater. That's a floater.
Right.
You know, that's a floater. And at this point, I think that's when Tom Thibodeau said, "I've had enough," and took him out of the game because
at that point you're just trading shots.
What are we doing here?
6 of 18.
And all close range joints. How you 6 of 18 in close range?
Close range.
And then the rookie comes in for like one whole quarter and outscores you.
And this is not the first time. I can't look at this anymore. This is not the first time that he's done this.
Yeah, that's dope.
This is not the first time that he comes into the game and completely changes everything. When you have a game where Elfrid shoots that bad in the paint, last year, who else would have put in?
Last year?
Yeah.
DSJ. Frank.
Yeah, you're not getting much from them.
Frank ain't getting no minutes. Is he?
No, he's hurt. He's hurt. He was in street clothes last night.
Yeah. They ain't giving him no love.
Listen, Frank Ntilikina is not going to leave this team until the end of the season. I don't know how many minutes he's going to play, but he's going to play. He's going to play until he earns that third rotation spot. Because at this point, that's what Jared Harper, and Dennis Smith Jr. are battling for it. And we know Dennis Smith Jr. isn't up for it. I don't see that happening.
I don't think Jared Harper really is ready either.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready. So, at this point, you got to keep Frank in there. You got to give a break to especially you got to give a break to IQ. I mean, the minutes at the point guard spot are going to be delegated between IQ and Elfrid Payton a lot. You're really not going to see too many other guys, even if it's Frank. I'll see Austin and Alec Burks playing point guard minutes before I see Frank playing point guard minutes. So I don't know how many minutes there is for Frank out there. As much as I love him, he can stay on the bench.
I honestly don't want to see Alex Burke play point guard at all. I mean, now that Rivers is there, we have enough point guards to fill that.
You mean Quivers? You mean Quivers? You mean
what?
Quivers? You mean Quivers?
That's what they call. That's what they call it quickly in the Rivers.
Quickly in Rivers, man. You mean Quivers?
Oh, wow.
Come on. As long as Quivers is there, we don't need to see Alec Burks touch the ball.
So
that's what I'm saying.
They calling them Quivers.
Mm-hmm. Quivers. All right. Hey, whatever. And like I was gonna say, I'm warming up to Rivers. Like his shot.
I'm liking him.
Selection is good.
I like the aggression. He looks like someone who's gonna make you make a poor decision. You know what I mean? He's not gonna let you. He's going to put number one offensively. He's super skilled. He's not a consistent guy, but he's like a J.R. Smith with IQ, which is dangerous. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of guy you want on your team who will take the right shot. A J.R. Smith with shot selection, I'll take that any day for $3 million. Are you kidding me? That's a steal. And if we got him for 3 years on this deal, Austin Rivers is.
He's in 3 years. He's staying.
Yeah, he's a mainstay. He's not going anywhere. I think it's two in a team.
He wants to stay too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. So with Austin Rivers, you got Quickly. I mean, at some point, it'll be Quickly starting, and I think that'll be soon. I think it's gonna. I think there's too much gravity for Quickly for you to leave him on the bench because he just affects the game way too much when he's in there.
I like him coming off the bench though, because you get him late in the quarter.
Yeah,
but that's all about minutes though. Like he could have him start, give him rest with 3 minutes left in the quarter, and then let him rest at the beginning of the second. He could flip it however he wants to. But that boy Quickly, man, with a jump shot, with a shot like that, whether he starts or not, he's a rookie. That's a lot to put on him. And as far as I think what they're doing right now, they're like probably easing him in.
But he's ready to play.
Huh?
He's ready to play, and they asked him like, "How does it feel to get that amount of time?" He said, "Yo, it feels fun."
Yeah,
he's comfortable out there. He looks comfortable.
Do you watch the kid when he's out there? He bounces all the time.
He's bouncing around.
It's like he can't stay still. He's like the whole time. Whether he's on defense or offense, he's like
when he scores, he's getting ready to get back on D.
It's like, what do you like? Relax, but you love to see it because he reminds me of a Rondo just with a jump shot. You know what I mean? Because of just the energy he brings every single play. He's and a lot like Rondo. He has oversized arms and hands, which is weird. You know what I mean? So the kid is 6'3" and he has a 6'10" wingspan. Which is why he's such a good defender. He can get in passing lanes and he's fast. And it's like, we're approaching steal of the draft territory with this kid.
I was just gonna say,
at 20, what was he, 28?
At 25, we got him.
To consider when he got drafted and the way he's playing right now, that boy,
approaching.
You know what I saw happening? It looked like him and it just looks like it can happen. With him and somebody like Trey Young, they could get into a shootout.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, and I put money on this kid.
Yeah.
If he could shoot like that.
Right.
Whenever somebody shoots the way he shoots and they knock down free throws effortlessly and they don't care and they're not scared to do that, they got a jumper.
Yeah.
And if he's confident like he is, like he pulling up that jumper like it was just wet, like he let it go. And it's just like that whap. They ain't touching nothing.
Nothing.
That boy got a jumper. I was loving. I like that kid, man. I can't wait till Burks is back. I can't because you know who I'm getting tired of. I don't know if you guys say he had a good game or not, but Reggie Bullock, man, I'm not feeling him.
I'm sick of Reggie Bullock. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Reggie brings something very important to this team, and that's shooting. And he's a good defender.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is he?
He's a good defender. He's not a lockdown defender.
But
he's not a lockdown defender. He's a good defender, though. He's someone he's a pest. He's 6'7", which is he doesn't look it. And I think that's what makes him he moves like a guard, but he's 6'7", and he's a defensive minded guy.
I think because he had his hair down this last game, but usually when it's up, he looks a lot. When he
looks like he got it hanging over. You know what I mean? He got the Alfred going on.
Yeah, Alfred going.
But
so here's what I think about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That situation where they took Emmanuel quickly out at the end of the game, and they put Reggie Bullock in.
They put him in for defense, and it turned into right. But it turned into a turnover.
Yeah,
right.
2 consecutive plays, turnover.
Right, because you got him in there to play defense, and now he's handling the rock.
He shouldn't have been.
And he's not confident. Like, why is he in there? Like, I feel like Thibodeau, if they would have lost that, Thibodeau would have been like.
He did a move the other day. He did a step back, a snatch back, really. And it was so.
Who's this?
Bullock. He did a snatch back, and it was so. He reminds me of the guy you find at the courts. Like, you can go to find him at the park right now. He's just 6'7", so you throw him on the team. It kind of reminds me of that kind of guy. He just looks like
told you like, oh, we're gonna get something.
Like he's gonna ball. Like, yeah, we got this guy.
And
like,
then you're looking at him like, yo, how you come on?
Yeah, man, and I don't hate him. I really like what he does, but it's the streakiness that really bothers me. Yeah. For you to be a starter and be that streaky, it's not worth to start someone who's that streaky. You know what I mean? If you had Alec Burks now, if Alec Burks comes back and now you put Quickly, Burks, RJ. First of all, with Quickly and Burks on the floor at the same time.
Let me tell you something. Like we actually have a squad.
And we're not even at full strength yet.
And the thing about it is, like, what they talk about, you know, we had like a few DNPs. I mean, Theo Pinson and Jared Harper not playing, you know, like, that's all understandable. They don't even have DSJ on this thing right here. Like, there's a bunch of DNPs, a lot of people not playing. Mm-hmm. So it seems like Tip said, he plays to win. What were we at? We in fourth?
We're at fifth right now. We're at fifth, I think, right now. I think
a couple games. We at fifth right now, and it's early.
Yeah, super early.
But typically at this point in the league, we 10, we the last, and the Knicks.
Yeah, we're under that line.
We beating teams that win, because Cavs was like 4-0 or 3-0 when we played them. We beat them. We beat the Bucks. We just beat the Hawks, because I was like, we're gonna get killed. What's the name gonna shoot threes? Because, you know, we don't defend the three that well. And that's me. And then, like, the end of games, you know, we have this thing where we collapse. But these boys is actually looking like, because, you know, like you said in the last podcast, Stephen A. Smith coming out talking about, I see y'all, I'm watching y'all, pop. It's starting to seem like whoever's scouting, boy, like these kids, because I'm like you said, it was a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. And like we close, it's close. And you know how, like, you watching it, like, I don't believe it yet. Because we got, like, I think we got, what, the 8-point lead, a 10-point lead at one point or something like that. Like, we got a little lead, gave it right back. I feel like it happened twice.
I think, we were up 24-14 off that RJ fast break dunk.
Yeah.
And then they called a timeout.
Yeah, and then later in the game, we caught another one, and they came right back. Mm-hmm. And then they let Trey shoot, and I was like, yo, if they don't get on this dude, that's one dude, don't leave him.
No.
Like, that's one dude, I'm like, yo, and he's crafty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do that thing when he go around the pick.
Yeah.
And they throw it up, and you touch his little foot or something like that, and they call in a foul.
Yeah, that's what Austin Rivers was getting tight about. He got called, I think, 2 fouls like that. He was just like, yo, he's jumping into me. Like, what do you want me to do?
Of them.
Right. And so they're giving it to the kid because he's small and his hair's all thin and he running around. So, like, you know, he's always going to get that. But I like the squad. Like, we talked about, I meant to mention this to you the other time. We talked about who we taking a trade. Like, right now, I don't even want to see a trade. Because that means like, get somebody new in here. They got to get acclimated to the system and all of that. Like, I like who we have. I don't know how a star would feel. Like, that play right there.
That was the play that I was talking about earlier when
You thought he was gonna pass it off.
Yeah, the fake drop off and handle the fake dribble handoff right there.
Mention, this was a comeback win too.
Yeah, it was a comeback win because we were down.
Yo, that's outrageous.
Yeah, look at the score when he scores this. Look at the score.
Yep.
What was it? 79, 80. It was 88, 79, 88.
Was
Rivers
it?
is like.
I think it was like 81.
Rivers no, I think let me bring it back. It was 79-88. We were down by 9 at that point.
Okay.
And then boom, he comes down. Boom. That dunk.
Yeah, 81.
That's a 7-point game, and then the Knox hit the next play, and that was a 3-pointer to finish the quarter, and we were down 4.
Mind you, also Bullock was on the bench during all of this.
Bullock was on the bench, and Elfrid was on the bench.
Elfrid was on the bench.
I think that's going to be. I think that's how he's going to start quickly. I think he's going to do it.
See that little bounce, like he get back on D as soon as he scored?
As soon.
I love that because I used to play like that. Not saying I'm as nice as the dude, but
you wasn't as nice.
You don't let him get comfortable. That's my thing. Just don't let him get comfortable and start running play. Well,
you live, bro. I just want to let him know. Peace to the chat. By the way, you know what I'm saying. You live. He asked us a question. Who you think the starting 5 should be? And if once we get everybody healthy and back, the starting 5, in my opinion, has to be.
Oh, my background just fell.
Yo, look, what happened? Yo, we got you. We got you. Jado.
That's why I love you, kid. Straight up. Remember I got them Jordans when we was younger? Go ahead.
I don't remember none of that, but
I was paying it forward.
You paying it forward?
Oh, I just take Reggie Bullock out the starting 5.
I mean, nah, Reggie and Elfrid.
Oh yeah.
My starting 5 would be Quickly, Burks, RJ, Randall, and Mitch.
And we go into town. We a real NBA team.
Yeah,
and I mean these dudes is all right. But Reggie Bullock is on any other team. He coming off the bench or he's coming behind. He third string.
Reggie, he's definitely a bench player.
I agree with everything except for I would start Elfrid, and the only reason why I say that is because I want the defense to get used to Elfrid playing, and then hit him with the Quickly, and just they don't know how to guard him because he's a totally different player. Elfrid, he'll handle the rock. You're not gonna get a lot of scoring on him unless he has one of those nights where he gets like 20 points or whatever, which is rare. You never know when you're gonna get that, but you start him because I don't know. I just feel like that's a good move for now. That's who we have.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him Quickly, and then you don't see him for that second half.
Yeah,
I think he's effective enough for it to work either way, though. I think that whether he comes off for Quickly, I think just the transition between the two players is enough to offset a defense, no matter which way you look at it, because they both bring something completely different each way.
Yeah,
Elfrid is definitely more of a defender, but if you have him in the starting unit, in the secondary unit, you probably can use him more defensively and as that kind of guard in the second unit anyway, rather than you having him come off.
I feel like he doesn't bring enough energy to the game. Elfrid, yeah. So
he brings energy. I mean, let's not. I mean, let's no listen. No. That and that's the thing. Compared to Quickly brings the most energy by far. But if I'm looking at what Elfrid is bringing, Elfrid, look, last night, even though he missed, he went 3 for 18 or 4 for 18, whatever he was. He missed, I think it was 11 that we said, 11, 12 in the paint. Even though he missed all of those points in the paint, at point blank, he still had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. So
even though he was negative 11 and 2 free throws.
Right now, if you're bringing him off behind Quickly, let's say Quickly is playing 30 minutes, 28 minutes, and you got Peyton playing 25, 24, 23 minutes. I think the offset of the both of them, because there's even times you can play them both on the floor at the same time because of the Alec Burks, because of the Austin Rivers. I think because of the interchangeable guards, two-way guards we do have, combo guards, I should say, that we do have, it makes it easier to run Quickly with Peyton. So even if Peyton or Quickly start, I think at some point you can't start Peyton over Quickly. I think by the end of this month,
but you can manage the minutes.
Quickly should definitely be started.
But like, think about it like this, cuz like if you start quickly, right, and we get off to a good start, right, and now you got their bench guys against our bench guys. Now I'm confident. I'm confident that Alfred is going to do his thing against the other team's bench guys, depending on who they have or whatever the case.
But flip that. If we get off to a good start and Payton is there, and then you got Quickly coming off the bench, like how much more are we going to be projected forward?
Yeah, but
then
that's
you'll start seeing people like Jared Harper and stuff like that because we maintain such a big lead.
So that depends also. It depends on what the situation is going to be from game to game. But then of course, you can't tell somebody, you can't tell them like, yo, Alfred, you're going to start tonight. Then the next night you say, hey, Quickly is going to be your night to start. Or whatever the case, they're gonna have to pick. But I think that you might want to get off to a better start.
I mean, if you really look at it in terms
of off to a good start, it probably wouldn't be chances are it wouldn't be because of Alfred. It might be, but it might not. But it looks like with Quickly, a lot of the times with him out there, and like I saw him at one point, he did the look up like he's about to shoot the three, dudes went flying.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that from the moment he stepped on the NBA floor. That's how effective he is.
His very first game. Yep.
Yeah.
He's so effective. The moment he steps on the floor, if he picks his head up, guys have to come out because he's, you know what I mean? Sometimes all he has to do is just look up. Like it might not even have to be a body movement. If he just looks at the rim, it's
Quickly,
like
if they let him start, he gonna fuck around and get a 40-point game. But like he's already
coming.
a 3-point shooter.
It's coming.
This is. He got 16 points in 19 minutes.
So I'm saying that's 32 points if he play a half.
And and most of those minutes, he was off ball.
Right.
If you watch what he was
doing,
doing,
bringing the ball up like half the time.
If you watch what he was doing, which is what excited me about him before he even played a minute in our uniform, was his off ball movement. He's one of the best off ball moving guards in this draft that I've seen, and that was what he did. He definitely got in the paint whenever he wanted to. He definitely got to his spot whenever he wanted to, but he didn't necessarily have to have the ball in his hand.
Right.
Most of the time, he would come up, he would throw the ball to anyone. It could have been Julius. It could have been RJ, which is why I don't necessarily feel like it's much of an issue to swap him and Alfred at the starting spot because most of your ball handling duties are going to go to Randall and RJ. And as you see, they're going to play 40 minutes a game anyway. So I don't necessarily mind that as much, but when it comes to Quickly, it's just like he affects the game so much because he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to be effective. And I think the more players you have like that, and like Rivers is one of those guys. Alec Burks, of course, is more of a guy that he needs the ball, but I mean, if you make him a spot up shooter, he's gonna knock it down. But regardless, I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. You guys got any other points you want to hit real quick? I know you were saying something, Dre.
I forgot now.
Damn.
I forgot now. I'm just saying. I think that Quickly, if he takes over, I won't be mad if he starts. Alfred, I like him as a player off the bench. I think he's solid. He's not confident to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him and Bullock off the starting lineup. I just don't even like the way it looks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
New York Knicks starting Reggie Bullock. It's got to be embarrassing for these teams to lose to the Knicks when you got Reggie Bullock in the starting lineup.
I know that bothers them. Bothers them. And I also don't think that was their plan either. I don't think that was their plan. So
the thing about it, I also trust the coaching staff. They see something. Even if they like, I'd rather end with Quickly like they did, and they paid us 16 points in the fourth quarter, or mostly for I don't know if it was all the fourth quarter, but he played that whole fourth quarter.
He played, I think he played the final minutes of the third quarter, and he played the entire fourth.
Let me tell you what I see. He's gonna be a Damian Lillard type of player.
I think, and
he's gonna be pulling from. Matter of fact, before the game, I was just
six straight from the logo.
Yeah,
right too.
That kid is gonna be good, man.
If you zoomed in and just looked at his posture, you would swear he was just shooting like free throws.
Like nothing, man.
And it was so effortless.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But that's what when you look at that was one of the things I always thought was amazing about Stephen Curry. is that when he's shooting it from like 20 feet or he's shooting it from half court, whatever, it always looks the same.
The same.
It don't be looking like he's trying to chuck it or whatever the
Yeah.
case. It's like he's shooting it from the elbow. I'm like, yo, these and the shooter's a shooter, and that kid got a shot and he's scaring teams. I'm telling you, he's gonna drop 40 one of these games. Like if he start,
it's bound to happen.
He get off to a hot start, forget it.
I think if he ever, it would be ridiculous. I think it'll just be ridiculous if he ever hit that many buckets in one game. I don't know how Knicks fans would react to that. I think it'll be too much.
Just imagine we coming in here talking about like 2-3 years with Quickly as the point guard or whatever position they decide. Because if he's the point guard, now we can stop looking. Like, could you imagine? Like now we ain't talking about we looking for a point guard.
Yeah. What then will we be looking for?
Like this kid right here, and he could shoot like that. Like that's what we've been dying for. And I think Burks is going to end up staying. What they got? What kind of contract they got Burks on? A 1 year?
I'm not. No, I think he might be on a 1 year deal.
Let me tell you something. On the humble, that I think if they keep that dude, because now you got a cheap team. You got Quickly, what 3 years on a rookie contract?
Yeah, no, I think it's 3 or 4 years when you're
3 or 4 years on a rookie contract. So you ain't got to pay him for 4 years. Nothing crazy. If we keep Burks. We got our point guard, our shooting guard that dude that can shoot. Now you got to focus. We already got Julius. Look at your boy. Wow, like nothing.
Yeah,
I'm chucking it from out there,
bro. Like, come on, man.
Yo, look at that. It looked like a weapon. That shit just like.
He's not, and you know how guys usually when they take these threes, they're like launching them. They're like stepping into it and like throwing their chest.
You can see the change. Yeah,
this is just a shot.
Yo, but the way he's shooting it is the way it looked like when he's shooting regular threes.
Yeah,
it's like one motion, like this. Shoot. Yeah, this kid is special. I'm telling you. And
he loves the gym.
25th pick.
25th pick.
You know what it is? That kid is always giving glory to God. So you know.
Hey man, listen. All glory to God. It's funny every single time he says that, I think of Dre.
Yo,
I want out Dre.
I be rolling my eyes like a motherfucker. Like, well, he shut up his basketball.
You ain't right. You ain't right, man. You ain't right at all.
It don't even. I think it's great for the kids. Whatever, just be a testimony. That's all it is.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
So I think I like the kid. I like his heart, and I just to see him mature is gonna be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like him. I like Rivers. The squad is starting to shape up. Mitchell is looking special again.
We didn't talk about Mitch today. It wasn't a huge game by Mitch, but he was effective nonetheless. I think he had 8 points. So no. Yeah, 8 points, 7 rebounds.
Mitch is special, 7 rebounds.
4 steals, 2 blocks.
Yo, we had how many blocks? Hold on. How many blocks we had?
As a team, we had 6. 6 blocks.
15 turnovers.
Yeah, we got to cut those down.
We had 9 steals. That's what I want to say.
9 steals. That was big. That was big. We was in a fast break.
So that makes up for the 15 turnovers. 9 steals, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't bad.
We play Utah next.
We play Utah next.
I think the Nets just played against them tonight, and they blew them out of the water.
The Nets blew them out?
Yeah, which was surprising because Durant is out, and so is Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie? Oh wow, that's surprising. I mean, the Jazz usually hand it to us. They usually do. Frank had a big game last year against the Jazz. He dunked on Gobert, and I think that gives me enough confidence. Yeah, Gobert. He gives me that. That'll give me enough confidence to say that we're gonna win.
Rudy Gobert. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we're gonna win tomorrow. But and one player that I didn't talk about tonight, and I apologize for anybody that came to hear about him. Kevin Knox, real quick. I want to touch on him. He had 6 points I want to talk about is what I said. He had 6 points on 2 or 3 shooting. And unfortunately, he was in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls. That was a lot of fouls for him in a short period of time. He was only in the game for 18 minutes. But he's stepping it up, man. Hopefully. All his games are very quiet, very quiet. But I mean, he's getting it together. It's about time. I'm happy for him. Hopefully, with this game against the Jazz, that'll be something that
I hope he catch up with the rest of the team because we got these shooters out here because he can shoot.
He can shoot.
I hope he catch up with what the squad doing.
He can shoot. He can shoot, man. And then after that, we play the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday, which I think we can snatch a win out of there. If we can win the next 2 games, then we sneakily end up at 6-3. That's something that I'd like to go into Denver on Sunday being 6-3. If you ask me, you know.
Hey, I'm sticking with my 6 seed.
6 seed, man. Let's see what happens. But
I say 7, but nah. What did I say? I said 6, right?
Huh?
I said 6 before. I said 7.
You said
I said
7.
I don't. I think I said 7. Yeah.
I said 6. Joshua said 8. So
I said 8.
I think that you know, it's early in the season. Some of these teams look like they're struggling. The teams that we thought was going to be the best. Toronto look like they're struggling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Miami was struggling before. I don't know how they're looking right now. What's the
Bucks.
where you find the standings at?
Right there.
Right over there.
NBA.com. Right over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Right there, right there, right there.
Just click that.
Yeah, right there.
What you got there?
Yeah, just click that part right there. You bugging. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, that one. The one that says tennis.
Right there.
The Bucks aren't doing as well as everybody thought they were going to do. Miami's down. Toronto's like at the bottom of the standings altogether.
Yo, just to see the Knicks at 5 is wild. Toronto is 1-5.
Yeah.
We took their spot. That's it.
And the only one that they got was from us.
Toronto?
Mm-hmm.
So check.
Wow, yeah, they're 1-5. That's right.
This is something I also want to talk to y'all about that I didn't like. I read this joint Bleacher Report. I think it was. They had the article and they had like the early rankings of the team. So they had Detroit was 30, and then they had the Knicks at 29. I was like, because we shot 3 for 36 that one game.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even read the whole
Listen, man. They're going to find as many things as they possibly can
to make the Knicks seem like they suck.
Right. Every opportunity.
But we have sucked for decades. So they're not used to this, and that's fine. We were
the worst team 3 games ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had us at 29.
That's fine. That's fine. I hope they keep saying that all the way to the end of the season. That's fine.
Right. So as of right now, we in 5. It's early, like I said. But just think about it, like, you know, if the playoffs are right now, we'd be playing Boston, which is kind of like we haven't played them yet. I want to see what it looks like when we play all of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee 7th, Atlanta is 8th. We bumped them because they were like 4 before we played them, I think.
I mean, real quick, I know we got to go. Give me like 30 seconds real quick. If we want to count in the teams you guarantee will make the playoffs, that's the Sixers.
Guarantee. Okay.
Guarantee. Only the guaranteed team. Sixers, Celtics, Bucks, Nets, Heat, Raptors. Those are the only 6 that I'm guaranteeing will make the playoffs. Now, you talk about the Hawks, you talk about the Pacers, the Magic. Those are all teams that can somehow slip out of it. Yeah, those are the toss-up teams.
The Raptors have to scrap. I got a feeling that this is the season they're going to fall off.
Well, now, if you talk about those same teams, the Pacers, Magic, and Raptors, do you think we can beat any of those teams to take one of their spots at the top 8?
I think we could beat the Pacers.
I think we could beat the Raptors. You know what I mean? Who they got? Like, they got the same.
I mean, they beat us the other day.
They beat us.
Yeah, that's all right. It's early.
But, you know what I mean? It's okay. I think there's still a lot to sort through. You know, I want to see what we look like against the Wizards. Is that one of the teams you said is that guaranteed?
No,
they're not guaranteed because do you see their record? They're 2-5, and they haven't looked well.
Huh?
I don't think they look that good.
They don't look that good. They haven't figured it out. But that's one of those things. I think that's one of the teams they're gonna turn around.
Yeah, they will.
You know what? Russell Westbrook is there. That's a playoff team. That's a playoff team.
But if they lose, they're gonna blame Russell again. They're gonna blame.
Actually, you can add him to the list of the Raptors, Hawks, and Pacers and Magic. Those the teams that you can throw in that might, sneak in for an AC kind of thing.
I think there's gonna be a bunch of teams scrapping for that 8th spot. I'm just hoping that we're sitting in there nestled nicely 6 spot.
If we're in there 6 and we playing against someone like the Pacers or
we got a chance.
The Magics or the Bucks. I mean, yeah,
because our corner card looks like it's defense anyway.
Yeah, and that's something that you can hang your hat on. Do I think we're gonna win a championship like that? Absolutely not. But at the same time, that's how you build. In 1 year to go from one of the worst teams in the league to go to a playoff team. Yeah. When everyone thought that very same year you were going to be the worst team in the league. That's not a bad feat, man.
But this is what I like about where we are now. We're not like if we 1-5, it's not looking good. Now we fight like the Knicks trying to fight back from 1-5 is rough. You know, so you see Toronto, it's like, all right, they could come back. You know, they one of the better teams, but we're not in a bad position just yet. You know what I mean? We're not doing these like with these other coaches we had 3-game losing streaks, 4 or 5-game losing streaks. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that.
Right. And this is the first time that we've won 3 out of 4 road games in 11 years.
11 years, bro.
In a road trip. My bad. 3 out of 4 games in a road trip.
Right.
In 11 years. But we got more of that coming. Hopefully we can add on to that, and it'll be a 4 out of 5 games come tomorrow night, and we'll get that dub. So thank y'all for joining the God of Knicks podcast. Once again, we got myself, Apollo Reed, Andre Jalil, Rick the Ruler. Tune in, subscribe, share, like. We also got the podcast as well. Look at Dre showing the little pecs. Come on, man.
Oh, that's mashed potatoes right there, Paul. Stop.
Heard you. With the chicken and rice at you. Anyway, like I said, the God of the Knicks podcast, man. Follow us so you can listen to us at all platforms, all streaming platforms. Like, subscribe, 5 stars, whatever y'all can.
Click the subscribe. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like and subscribe.
Chill out, man. See, I'll be listening to Dre. You making
algorithm popping. Word.
All right, thank y'all. Peace,
man.